I love this your best friend here, UK Gold. And if this is your first time of watching me, this is UK Gold and Family TV. And on this platform, we share things that bless people's lives. As God drops it in our spirit, we share it with you because God cares about you, and that is why this is going on. And we have been on forgiveness series, forgiveness. We've talked about forgiving yourself, forgiving one another, forgiving yourself, very important, and how to forgive others. Before we finally go into something else, I want to read this unto you. I want to leave you with this scripture to read, to meditate upon. And I believe that if you've not been able to forgive people that hurt you, by the time you read this message and meditate upon it, that the Holy Spirit will impact you, will baptize you with the spirit of forgiveness, and you have the grace to forgive people at ease. You will be baptized. You will be imparted by the grace to forgive people, no matter what they do. You forgive them for anything. I mean, for anything, whatever be the reason, you'll be able to forgive them. So let's read Mark chapter 11, verse 25 and 20. It says Mark chapter 11. Mark chapter 11 is in the New Testament of the Bible. Mark chapter 11, verses 25 and 26. I'll read from the TPT translation, the Passion translation. You can read from any translation that you understand very well. I love it in this translation. And I read to you, it says, "And whenever you stand praying, if you find that you carry something in your heart against another person, release him and forgive him, so that your Father in heaven will also release you and forgive you your faults." Verse 26 says, "But if you will not release forgiveness, what will happen? Don't expect your Father in heaven to release you from your misdeeds. But if you will not forgive people of your mistakes, of your sin, of your faults, do not expect God to forgive you of your own sins." Point blank. As simple as that. Forgive people. Remember I told you that UK Gold and Family TV, that we are a family. So always expect to see somebody coming to bless lives here, not just me talking. You could be called to come and bless lives here. God can speak to anybody to bless people. So today, a friend of mine is coming to bless you, to bless us on the topic how to guide against people hurting you. You know, there are some things that could be prevented by the mercies of God. God has given her a word for you, and I believe that you are going to be blessed. She is a dear friend, a plus to my life. Should I say this? Of course, she is a blessing to me. Before I met her years ago, I wasn't confident enough to call myself a fashion designer, to be honest with you. Not because I didn't know, I didn't go to fashion school. I've been to several fashion schools, but they were holding information from me, like I've told you before. They were holding information from me because they were scared. I was too passionate. They didn't want to tell me things I needed to know. But from the moment God connected me with this personality, my life has changed for the best. She's been a plus. She can illustrate a style, no matter the style you give to her. She will illustrate it, explain it to you, that anybody that has passion for fashion designing will understand it. So she's a blessing to my life. I love her so very much. Not just that, if she gets to know your passion, she will boost you, she will push you to bring out that potential, to give expression to whatever is inside of you. She's an editor. If you have idea to write books, you don't have time to write them, please contact her. She will edit your books for you. She's also a professor in the making. She wouldn't want me to say this. She's a professor in the making. So trust her for that. She's an educationist, a consultant, a coach. She's a multi-talented personality. So let's make welcome Professor Bukola Olajide. She's also, she's also the founder of Debbie Rose Fashion School, Fashion Academy on YouTube. She's here on YouTube and also on Facebook, Debbie Rose. If you want to learn more about fashion, just type Debbie Rose Fashion. She is the founder of that platform. She will bless life. On this YouTube, she is also here with some videos to learn from her. She's a blessing to anybody that comes around her. Let's make welcome Professor Debbie Rose in the house.
So I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight. Gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life.
It's time to forgive, like the Father has forgiven you. It's time to let go of the pain, let go of the hurts. It's time to move on to doing bigger things. It's time to move on to your next levels. I want you to see it like this. A scenario where your house was invaded by an animal, a wild animal. And you are in a hot chase and you just want to get rid of it, you want to kill it. You're not just going to let it go. So you hold on to the animal, you look for an object, you keep hitting the head, you keep using your energy, you keep doing all that just to get it out of the way. Guess what? The animal remains on one spot and you also remain on that spot. And you keep hitting at it, exerting so much energy until you finally satisfy yourself and you see that this animal is not going anywhere. I've killed it. You're not letting it go. So that's the same thing when it comes to forgiveness. You are so vengeful. You may be so vengeful in your spirit and you say, I'm not going to let you go. I'm not going to forgive you for hurting me this much. I'm going to make sure I hunt you down. I will get you. I'll get back at you. I'll do that to you, you know. And so, just like the animal, you also remain on one spot. Your offender is on that spot. You are on the same spot. Nobody's moving forward because you are holding on to the grudge. You're holding on to the pain. Whereas you're supposed to let it go. Scripture says that forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So the only reason why God will forgive you your sin is because you don't have anybody you're holding on to in your heart. You don't have anybody in your heart that you have proposed in your heart never to forgive. So the moment you let them go, God also opens his mercy to you and forgives you of your sin. Someone says to me that forgiveness is a mature way of letting go. So if someone offends me today, I just look at him and say, that's the level of your understanding. That's the level of your knowledge. You probably don't know beyond that level. And I just let it go. I let it go. And you must bear in mind that you are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And we are all working towards perfection. So now, how do you guide against people hurting you? People using you or making you feel bad at the end of the day? Number one, you really need to set your boundaries. Set boundaries. Define your relationships. Don't give someone an extra mile when they should just be on point one. Don't give someone 2 miles when they should just be at the half point. Really, you need to set boundaries, and you need to define your relationship. It's not everyone that should come into your circle. You know, Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, he had 12 disciples. Amongst the 12, he had 3 disciples that were really close. Amongst the 3, he had one that was very, 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 he loved him so much, John the Beloved. So there was this, he defined his relationships. He knew some were just for the ministry, some were for companionship, some were for revelation, and it was at that level that John was, the John the Beloved. So that was how he got the book of Revelation, because it was for that season. Okay, so my point today is that you need to set boundaries. You need to define your relationships, so you know people that you let into your space. Number 2, you need to watch your conversations. Yeah, there's some people that we're so free with and we speak everything to, and at the end of the day, they go behind you and use those words against you. Okay, and you are angry, you are bitter when you later find out that that came from them. My brother, my sister, watch your conversation. It's not everything that you talk about. It's not everything that you should react to. It's not everything that your opinion is wanted on. Okay, so you need to watch your conversation and how you express these things. And that takes us to number 3. Redefine your expression. If you're someone who takes things very personally, for instance, someone says, sorry, can't you see that that's my seat? You know, you're in a public space and you just took a few minutes to go to use the convenience, and someone sits on your chair, and you go there and say, can't you see that's my space? The person may not know that that's your space. So you need to really redefine your expression and your reaction to things. You need to know how to present a case, how to present things. You need emotional intelligence on how to present whatever you want to do, or whatever is happening, or how you want to approach a situation or react to an occurrence. So in that instance, you can say, excuse me, please, I was sitting there before I excused myself. That's simple. And if the person says, no, there's no, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll look for somewhere else. But you really need to, if you take things personally, you need to really check yourself and redefine your approach and your reaction to situations. Okay? So if the other person is not cultured or is not a calm person, the person says, why would you say that? Can't I see that that's your seat? And so there's an uproar, and you're like, I'm sorry. Okay, so that takes us to the next point, which is you need to work on your mind. Work on your mind.